happen to maybe shift the current trends. And we're going to keep a keen eye on all developments there. Also, the spotlight in all of this will be on Mr. JP Nadda as well. What we do know that Mr. Nadda is going to be at 6 p.m. at the BJP headquarters, because mind you, this would be a clear JP Nadda win. Very little had to do with Mr. Amit Shah, who even while Bihar was going into vote for the third phase was in Bengal campaigning for the Bengal elections, while Mr. JP Nadda held the BJP's ground where Bihar was concerned. And for what looked like through many course of exit polls that it was going to be the Mahagathbandhan if the NDA comes to power, if the BJP comes in as the single largest party. A lot of that credit would be, understandably, be given to Mr. JP Nadda this time around, because he was the man seen on ground in Bihar managing the affairs where the BJP was concerned. All right, so what we do know right now, that it's been a neck-and-neck fight in many seats as well. It continues to go down. Many seats are coming down to the wire. We just showed you there. Over 45 seats. In fact, sorry, 55 seats, if I'm not wrong, are in the margin of 1,500 votes lead. So that could close in. The RJD on the other account is very clear that they feel that they have this election under their belt as per them. They've just tweeted out a short while back. They say that the counting is going to go down till late night. They also say a lot of rural votes are not counted for. They are right. They are possibly right. A lot of rural votes are not being counted for yet. And they have told their cadre to hold in, sit tight, and it's their election. That is what the RJD says. The numbers don't say anything close to that. The numbers right now clearly seem to suggest, if these current trends are to go by, and 50% votes viewers are counted for. So out of 4 crore voters, 2 crores have their mandate has been accounted for. And that mandate shows that the mandate, at least in the trends in the leads, lies with the NDA. I want to cut across. I have Sanju Verma from the Bharatiya Janata Party. She's joining me live. Sanju Verma, at this point of time, I'm sure the BJP is going to take it slow, smarting off what happened in 2015 when the mandate shifted, after the patakas went off at the BJP headquarters. Having said that, the credit this time, Sanju Verma, will lie solely with your party president, JP Nadda. Usually he's worked in the shadow of Mr. Amit Shah. Here, seemingly coming into his own, if the BJP comes in as the single largest party, all credit to Mr. Nadda. Don't you think so?
Preeti, BJP is a cadre-based organization and every Karyakarta counts. But yes, this is a huge victory for JP Nadda ji. I will not dispute that, and I would go with you on that one for sure. But also don't forget, Preeti, that the tallest leader in this entire Bihar poll exercise, no prizes for guessing. It is undoubtedly, without a second thought, it is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Because till 2 days back, I remember I was on various channels, including yours, and what was being told to viewers is that this is a direct contest between Tejashwi Yadav and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, only because Modi ji addressed 12 to 13 rallies. But the fact is that each time intellectuals and the Lutyens Brigade, with no offense to you or anyone, Preeti, has bothered to write off Prime Minister Modi, he's risen from the ashes like a phoenix. And I think, yes, there is an anti-incumbency factor.
1 second, before let's not get into a blame game where journalists are concerned. Let me put the facts straight. Most exit polls had predicted a Mahagathbandhan win. Some had even gone on to predict a Mahagathbandhan sweep. Journalists have very little to do with it. Psephology, everything. So if you have to blame psephologists, not journalists.
No, Preeti, let me tell you.
Please.
Preeti, please, there's no need to get excited. I am simply telling you that even on the day of the exit polls, when I did tell people that hold your horses, exit polls by Chanakya have gone wrong, Preeti. They only got the 2014 Lok Sabha polls right. They got the 2015 Bihar wrong. They got the 2019 Lok Sabha polls wrong. But I was told that no. Every poll is suggesting that, the margin could be X or Y, but Mahagathbandhan is coming back for sure. So it is not blaming journalists, but it is questioning them. And I think I have every right to question, just like journalists can question politicians. My simple point, moving away from this blame game, if you want to put it that way, is the fact that yes, Nadda ji has emerged as a very strong leader in his own right. You are absolutely right on that. but also how Modinomics has shaped the political economy of Bihar. That is something we need to know, Preeti. At every rally of his, Modi ji said, be it the 4 crore accounts, Jan Dhan accounts that were opened in Bihar alone, out of which 2.5 crore were given just to women, be it the 2 lakh plus Atal Pension Yojana schemes, of which more than 70 to 80,000 were women beneficiaries, be it the fact that Bihar was one of the key states which benefited from Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Also, Preeti, remember a scheme as nascent as Har Ghar Jal. Already 4.4 lakh Bihar households have benefited from Har Ghar Jal scheme, and by the end of next year or even earlier, 1 crore people in Bihar alone will have access to pipe drinking water. You know, so people don't realize these small things do matter. You know, you can talk of aspirational politics, which is what Bihar's politics will be going forward, but you talk of aspirational politics only if the basic amenities are, you know, given to the electorate. And 15 years back, there was nothing called basic education also in a Muslim-dominated area like, say, Simanchal. And today the literacy rate there is 54%. I put this figure out on Twitter and people told me saying, do you think 54% is a great number for you to be patting your back? I said, no, 54% is a great number. It is certainly not. But look at the fact that literacy rate was close to 0. And today in Kishanganj, which has a 68% Muslim concentration, Katihar, Purnia, Araria, you look at it, they have benefited tremendously. The education expenditure by the NDA over the last 15 years on an average every year has been 14%, Preeti, and on health something like 21%.
All right. Okay, all right. So this is what it looks like right now.
From
Sanju Verma, you've made your point. You've made your point, and once again, I would reiterate, exit polls have very little to do with journalists, everything to do with psephology. But having said that, we let that rest, as you also said. I want to come across right now to Rohan Gupta, who's also joining me from the Congress. Rohan Gupta, if these numbers are to go by, the Mahagathbandhan hasn't pulled its weight. Of course, yes, these are current trends. Yes, only 50% of the vote has been counted for. But if nothing dramatically shifts, then the Mahagathbandhan hasn't pulled its weight. The RJD is underperformed. You have underperformed. The Congress has underperformed.
See, Preeti, absolutely. And as you rightly said, we are around at 45% counting right now. I'm still hopeful. But as yes, you are absolutely right. The results are not as per what we expected or as per what exit poll, all the exit polls which predicted. I feel that at around 45%, if you see 2015 elections, the turn came at the end. Around last 30-40% vote this counting was left. So I'm still hopeful the way the seats are counting. Still around 43 seats are there where the margin is less than around 500 votes and there is a Kante ki takkar. So I'm quite hopeful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But yes, as far as exit polls are concerned or clear-cut this thing in Sarson, it's not. There is no clear-cut wave and there is a tough fight.
One thing is established by, the results coming in. There was what was said to be an undercurrent which translated into a wave. That's not happening. But Rohan Gupta, I want to ask you one quick question. Clearly, at least if these numbers are to go by, if these current trends are to go by, did the Congress bite off a lot more they could have, they could chew? 70 seats, you're not even being able to convert 20 out of them.
See, it's not about 70 seats or basically I feel every result teaches you something. So I think we need to strengthen ourselves organizationally there. We did a good campaign there and all the exit polls when obviously they are pointing to particular thing. It is not like that. There is some ground level surveys and all. But yes, at the end of the day, it's a tough fight and there are a lot of learnings for us. And especially on organizational side, I think we need to strengthen our organization. And let me tell you, like when we are showing around 20-21 seats, there are around 9 to 10 seats where the margin is only 500, where Congress is on number 2. So I'm still hopeful.
In a state election, a margin of 500, you and I both know, let's look at Gujarat as well. In a state where the margin, a state election I'm talking about, where the margin is a 500, it's quite a lot. A 500 margin is considered quite a lot, Rohan Gupta.
It is a
Okay, we seem to be having a, we have a problem with your audio line, Rohan. We're going to try and connect it. I want to go back to Sanju Verma, while we connect Rohan's line for a quick question. Sanju Verma, I'm just going through the latest data that we've gotten. It seemed that the NDA has totally capitalized in phase 3, and we'll pull out those figures there if we have them, and we have them there. That in phase 1, the Mahagathbandhan swept, it seemed 47. They're leading right now in 47 seats. The NDA was just 19. Which was mostly it was South Bihar. phase 2, which was central Bihar. You had the Mahagathbandhan at 39 and the NDA at 54. So yes, the Mahagathbandhan was not bad. It was 39 to 54. But phase 3, with the kind of figures that are coming in, seems to suggest that the NDA pretty much swept it through. If the current trends are concerned, they're leading right now in 55, while the Mahagathbandhan is only leading in 18. So phase 3 was the clincher, it seems to suggest, Sanju Verma.
Preeti, that's a very interesting observation you've made. And, you're absolutely right. Phase 2 and phase 3 have been clinchers for the NDA, to borrow your phrase, because don't forget, 94 seats went into polls in the second phase and about 78 in the third phase, 71 in the first phase. I think, Preeti, I will go back. This sounds very cliched, but like I said in my introductory statements, the big areas which voted vehemently for, the BJP plus JDU combined, and of course the VIP party and Hum party. I will go back to saying that why do I keep taking the examples of Simanchal and Mithilanchal? Because, many psephologists said, "Arey, ye Simanchal to Muslim dominated areas hai. These will be a clean sweep for either IMIM or for the Congress. They will do anything, but they will not allow BJP to come back to power." And I want to simply say that don't forget, even in the Lok Sabha 2019 polls, BJP and allies got 39 out of 40 seats. The only seat that Congress won was Kishanganj. Apart from that, it was a clean sweep by the NDA. And I see that repeat happening in the assembly polls. So my question is true. State polls and central level polls are polls apart. But in this election, I think the anti-incumbency factor
Sanju, when you
Nitish
talk about
Kumar
Simanchal, and I'm just going to go right now to region-wise breakup, and you talk about Simanchal, the seats that you're actually talking about are just 6 to 7 seats. But it's a, it's a question that needs to be asked. So we go across to Rohan Gupta. Let's look at the region-wise distribution and let's look at Simanchal there. So in Simanchal, 24, the leads are in for all 24 seats. The NDA is leading on 11, the RJD on 9, and you have, of course, the LJP 0 there. So this is what it looks like. And Rohan Gupta, I want to come across to you because this is where the AIMIM has clearly split your vote, at least on 3 seats.
Absolutely.
Rohan, we're having a problem with your audio line. We seem to be having a problem with your audio line. We're going to try and connect that. But, in Simanchal, it seemed where, where we were talking about the MY factor or the Muslim Yadav factor, and it was supposed to be a sweep for the Mahagathbandhan, it doesn't seem anywhere close to that. Where the NDA is actually leading in 11 of the 24 and the RJD Mahagathbandhan at just 8 there. At least these are what current trends seem to suggest. I want to take you right now. I request both our guests, Sanju Verma and Rohan, to stay on with us. I want to take you to the BJP headquarters. These are visuals coming in. Muted, tepid celebrations right now. They still want to wait it out. 6 o'clock, we are expecting the president of the BJP, JP Nadda, to be there. But you can see a fair amount of rigor where the cadre is concerned. The flags are out. They didn't expect to win this election. They are now in pole position with their party, which is the BJP, in a position to be the single largest party. Let me get in a quick word. I have Poulomi Saha, my colleague, tracking the BJP very closely. She's joining me right now from the BJP headquarters. Poulomi, what's interesting is, till now you had a JP Nadda, the president of the BJP, who had worked under the shadow of Amit Shah. Would you reckon when he walks in at 6 p.m. and if these trends firm up, then, he's come into his own completely. This is JP Nadda's election. He was there thick and through where Bihar was concerned while we saw Amit Shah in Bengal.
That's right. Now, the BJP definitely seems very buoyant right now as we're looking at the leads as they come in from the Election Commission. The margin is close to 30 seats between the Mahagathbandhan and the Bharatiya Janata Party NDA. The NDA, which has, of course, the BJP and the JDU. And yes, as you can see behind me, I'll ask Ashwini to give you a sense of the preparations which are underway over here at the BJP headquarters. A dais is being made, and of course you can see the cadres have started gathering over here already because they feel very optimistic about the results, even though the Election Commission has said that it could be up until late tonight when the results are in. Joining me right now is Sanjay Mayuk of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He is the media coordinator and was in the thick of things in Bihar as they happen. Sanjay comes from the state of Bihar. Sanjay, यहाँ पर अभी अचानक से एक सेंस ऑफ जोश देखने को मिल रहा है, तो बीजेपी इज वेरी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक।
देखिए, सीधे तौर पे परिणाम जनता जो भी देगी, हम जनता के साथ सीधे रिश्ते वाले लोग हैं, हम दिली रिश्ते वाले हैं, हम आभार प्रकट करेंगे जनता का। और क्योंकि परिणाम सुखद आएंगे ऐसा लगता है, परिणाम आने अभी बाकी है, लेकिन मेरा सीधा मानना है कि जिस तरह से हमने सेवा की है, बिहार की विकास की है, तो कहीं न कहीं अपेक्षित परिणाम आएगा और हम जनता का आभार प्रकट करेंगे।
यहाँ पे तो पूरे कारपेट वारपेट बिछ गए हैं, सारे बैरियर्स लग गए हैं, तो तैयारियां हो रही है जोरों शोर से।
जनता और कार्यकर्ता, इनके लिए भी कारपेट जरूरी है, ऐसा हमारा मानना है। हम ना डबल इंजन के, हम ना डबल जुआराज हैं और न हम जंगल राज के जुआराज हैं। हम तो कार्यकर्ताओं के साथ चलने वाले लोग हैं, तो कार्यकर्ता के लिए भी कालीन बिछाना हमारा काम है।
तो आपने कार्यकर्ताओं से क्या बोल रखा है कि अभी थोड़ा वेट कीजिए या जश्न शुरू कीजिए?
हम सभी प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं। जश्न किसी तरह का नहीं, हम तो सिर्फ सेवा का यह पर्व मनाना चाहते हैं जिसके लिए हम जनादेश मांगते हैं।
यहाँ पर कोई नेतागण आने वाले हैं, जेपी नड्डा जी आएंगे, हमने सुना अध्यक्ष जी तो आ ही रहे हैं, और कौन आएंगे यहाँ पर?
यहाँ जो समय पर तय होगा और जिन लोगों को तय होगा वो जरूर आएंगे। हमारे कार्यकर्ता, इतने कार्यकर्ता हैं, इनको आप देख नहीं रही हैं, ये कार्यकर्ता भी अभिवादन योग्य है।
पर ये तो अचानक से हुआ ना, तो मतलब भाजपा इस वक्त काफी जोश में नजर आ रही है।
कार्यकर्ता है, इसमें अचानक नहीं, इसमें तो खुशियां हम बांटते हैं, जो भी परिणाम आता है उसका अभिवादन करते हैं।
जी शुक्रिया संजय हमसे बातचीत करने के लिए। सो दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स संजय मयूक ऑफ द बीजेपी फ्रॉम द स्टेट ऑफ बिहार। सो दे ऑफ कोर्स बीइंग डिप्लोमैटिक ओवर देयर, politically correct, that we are here to of course thank all our voters and of course our cadres who have of course toiled very hard during this electoral process. But clearly you can see that now with that gap widening and of course sort of in a way solidifying at a certain stage between the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan, the BJP definitely is feeling very hopeful, because Preeti, this was not the scene up until half an hour ago. You could have just counted the number of people in this office. There were about 10 or 20 people. Suddenly, they have put out all of these barriers. The carpets are being put out. So they are, of course, getting ready for a celebration of sorts, Preeti.
Well, they've been burnt, so they're smarting up a little. Remember, Polomi, what happened in 2015 when the crackers had gone off and the mandate shifted. But, Polomi, we are expecting JP Nadda, party president. Any word of the Prime Minister? Would he also be coming to the BJP headquarters?
See, what we've been told, Preeti, is that as far as the top leadership is concerned, be it the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, or even the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, so far there is no official word of them coming to the BJP office. Like you said, they've been burnt in the past, so they want to be absolutely sure that, they have reason to celebrate tonight as the results trickle in. Officially, of course, the ACI has still declared only one result, so they're cautiously watching, especially at a time that the RJD has very categorically stated that, they are winning. They're getting feedback from, their cadres on the ground and from the counting centers where their cadres and their candidates are present into their war room, that they have a win on their hands right now. The BJP is watching this very cautiously. Of course, very buoyant about the fact that, they are emerging as the single largest party in the contest as far as Bihar is concerned. At last count, when we looked at the ECI website officially, they were leading on 77 out of the 110 seats that they contested on as a party.
All right. Polomi, we're going to continue to come back to you. Just stay on with us. These are visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters. There is a boost in morale, as Polomi was pointing out. In the last 1 hour, you can see the cadre coming together, the flags being waved. They've been burnt in the past. Mind you, 2015, the NDA thought they had it in the bag where Bihar was concerned. And the mandate shifted to the Mahagathbandhan after the crackers actually went off and the laddus were distributed at the BJP headquarters. So they're taking it slow. They're watching it close, but they are hopeful that the trends which right now are in the favor of the NDA firm up in a couple of hours, and that would mean celebrations on. It's pretty much gone against the grain of every exit poll on what was predicted, and this could be a win for the NDA if these numbers are to go by. I have Rohan Gupta from the Congress back with me. I have Sanju Verma as well. Rohan Gupta, we are lots of reactions coming in, and it does seem to suggest that this time around, Jangal Raj, Do Yuvraj, all those jibes have trumped over Samajik Nyay, social justice, which was peddled by the Mahagathbandhan.
See, as I was talking, when I was speaking last time, BJP was fighting in 3 alliances. One was with OIC, one was with JDU, and one was with Chirag Paswan. And the number of seats you were showing in Simhanchal is a clear proof of that. I agree, in election everything is fair, but at the end of the day, the basic ideology on which BJP is fighting, for elections, they can tie up with OIC also, they can tie up with Chirag also. It is their strategy. I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, we will also have to analyze that where things have gone wrong. But if you see all the exit polls, the trends and all, we fought the elections on the core issue of unemployment. We fought the core issue on development, and people were absolutely not happy. Last 15 years, they were absolutely not happy. And as you are rightly saying, up to phase 1, phase 2, we were showing good results. We need to analyze what happened in phase 3, that things are not clear. And one of the reasons what I can see right now is their strategy of tying up indirectly with OIC, which has clicked in phase 3 of Simhanchal.
But, Rohan Gupta saved 6-7 seats. That really hasn't cost you much. But having said that, you talk about unholy alliances. You're in bed with the Shiv Sena, which is ideologically completely different than what you are. So you can't really, put that as a prospect. But Sanju Verma, you need to come in. You want to come in, make your point. Also asking you, if the BJP does emerge as the single largest party, your local leadership in Bihar right now says they want a BJP chief minister. Will the party renege on their promise of Nitish Kumar as CM face?
Preeti, one thing I'm absolutely clear about, and I'm sticking my neck out on this one, is the fact that I will go with the statements made by everybody, right from JP Nadda ji to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that we will come back to power, A, and B, should that happen, Nitish Kumar will be our chief minister. We have said that categorically, without bothering about the halabaloo created over the fact that his face was missing from some of the posters, which became a big issue midway through the polls. Also, more importantly, Preeti, you made a very interesting point. With BJP emerging as the single largest party, I want to say one thing to your viewers. Wherever there was a direct contest between the RJD and the BJP trumped them. Wherever there was a direct contest between the RJD and the JDU, the fight is neck to neck, which means going forward,
not true. Okay, yes, you are right.
We'll see a tectonic shift. It will see a tectonic shift.
Sanju Verma, I'll show you. Okay, figures don't lie, but you're right. You're right about a direct contest there. You're right about a direct contest when the BJP was in direct contest with the RJD. It was on top. I just want to take you through some figures. Just take a look. So this is